An impressive debut winner lines up in race number 5. He's up in class though for the Harlech Handicap. It's class 3 over the 1200 metres. Yo Beauty top of the book. Neil Callan rides for Tony Cruz. Noble Steed, 2 starts, 2 placings at the Sha Tin at 1200 metres. Tornado Twist is a 3-time winner over the 6 furlongs. Regency Bobo, same weight, better draw as he's second behind Courier Wonder. Euro Missile, an extra 200 metres. Loyal Baby's been luckless at his only 2 starts over the 1200 metres, has a wider draw. Decisive 12 comes into class 3 for the first time. Flying Sword has his 2nd start for David Hayes, and Killer B bolted up on debut in class 4. Extra 200 metres, goes around the bend. Carries 116 pounds. Noble Steed and Tornado Twist have crossed the border, Tom.
And up front you should have Decisive 12, who had it everywhere bar where it counted last time out, and Vincent Ho's off this time. It's Karis Teton just beaten in the shadows. Killer B, he'll be up near the pace as he was on debut when he was able to win. Euro Missile down there in gate number 6. He's only having his 2nd start. Taking aim, Utopia Life, Loyal Baby, drawn awkwardly, but wasn't a bad run, I thought, from Loyal Baby last time out. Yo Beauty, Noble Steed to get back with Regency Bobo there on the inside. He jumped better last time out, did Regency Bobo.
There is, and there he is. He's in the orange saddlecloth on the far side with Regency Legend, who goes round in race 9 in the sprint. So both horses go nicely enough here this morning. Both look like they're going to race pretty well there on Monday, so a good piece from the 2 of them. Decisive 12, as Tom said, he just got pipped on the post. Looked like he had the race won and money spent. He moves nicely. He's come out of that race with no issues, and he's going well this season. Barrier number 3, he'll get his opportunity once again. The other one we're going to have a look at is Killer B. Killer B's closest to us here. He's going nicely, just leads out perfectly here, and he goes well. So he was impressive on debut.
We're going to stick with the Regency Bobo theme. The first leg of pick 6 this is as well, Tom, and here he is last start, chasing home Courier Wonder.
Yes, and look, he covered a little bit of ground around the turn there. In fact, he covered ground pretty much throughout. He was wide, but look, he still stayed on. It's been a long time, though, since he's been able to win a race. He last one off 86. Here he is marked 70, and that win off 86 came in September of 2018. I think he's still got another win in him, Paul, but whether it's in this field or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's down to 70 now, so you're right. And he's got barrier 1, so there's a few positives there as well. We know how good Courier Wonder has been in all his starts here in Hong Kong. So, look, I've got him in, but I'm with you. I think there's a couple of good youngsters coming through.
You mentioned having the money spent, Paul, on Decisive 12 last start. Here it is. Massive win by Dragon Fortune to get him after he was home Decisive 12.
He was, wasn't he? And I think Vincent even had a look at the big screen. We'll see that with about 50 to go. But the other horse, Dragon Fortune, came from out of the clouds and did run him down. So here, look, he just 200 to go. He's, what, 2 lengths clear? Still clear 2 lengths at 150. And just gets run down late. Really good run, and he's one of the main chances.
Yeah, and the horse that came out and beat him, it was a sick beat, really. It was he hasn't been able to go out and do it again since. But I think there's actually not too much between Decisive 12 and Killer B in this race.
Which way you're leaning, Tom, because he's Killer B?
I've got Killer B on top now. He's coming out of this race where he's beaten home Jade Phoenix, who's been an absolute money pit in 12 starts and has never delivered yet and has been round in single figures in every start. So that's just the reason why I don't think there's too much between them. He was well backed on this occasion, Killer B. It was impressive down the straight. This time he goes round a bend. He's drawn a little bit wider in gate number 8 with the turn here. That's why I don't think there's too much between them, Paul.
No, there isn't. Definitely not. It looks like dead set Quinella, doesn't it, those two? But I'm with you. I did put Killer B on top.
Yo Beauty, Paul, is coming back sharply in distance since his last start 12th at Happy Valley, and he's been back to the trials.
Yeah, pushed out a little bit as well in this trial. He's got to carry top weight from a wide barrier draw, so not for me. He
was 3rd in this trial. He was pushed out a little bit over the final stages, but I think there is some ability there with him. He hasn't done too much in his 2 runs so far. He's beaten 2 rivals home, and that was on debut. He jumped awkwardly, covered ground early up outside the leader, but he's still, to his credit, there's boxed on okay in that finish in that trial. So I'd probably have a look at him maybe on a place line in a small field like this. I think there's still further improvement, however, to come.
He's a 2-time winner prior to arriving in Hong Kong. Selections, Paul?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 2 up-and-coming ones here. So Killer B to beat Decisive 12. That looks like the Quinella for me. The 11 to beat the 9. The 5, Regency Bobo. Again, he's a really well-rated horse. His win came off a rating of 86. And then Taking Aim, another really well-rated horse. There was a bit of money for him last start as well. His last win was off 80. he's now down to 67. So I've got the two up-and-comers with the two really good, well-rated horses, 11, 9, 5 and 7.
11, 9, 5 and 8 at my numbers here. Killerby on top of Decisive for 12, but look, I don't think there's much between them at all in this race. There's one pound in the weights, and they've both won one race. One's had a few more starts than the other, but I don't think there's too much between them really, Killerby and Decisive 12. Regency Bobo goes, and I'm making a little case for Loyal Baby because he's on the back up from last Sunday, a little bit slow away, 3 back the fence, held up inside the 200, eased up at the 150 because he ran out of room, and I think he was going okay prior to that. So 11, 9, 5 and 8.
He's been pretty unlucky, as you said, Tom, these last 2 starts, Loyal Baby, so I can completely understand why he made the top 4, but it is a Killer B from both of the boys and the early favourite too at 2.6 to remain unbeaten.